Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today announced the second tranche of the 20 lakh crore economic stimulus package with major relief for migrants, street vendors, farmers and self-employed people. A total of 9 steps have been announced, with the majority of them being for the migrant workers facing a crisis after the lockdown was imposed. Now, free food grains, one nation, one ration card, credit facility for street vendors were some of the major announcements made by the Finance Minister. Listen in.
Government has plans to launch, and very quickly it shall launch under the PM Awas Yojana for the migrant labour and urban poor, a particular scheme of affordable rental housing scheme, whereby we have 3 different ways in which we want to achieve it. We are asking incentivizing manufacturing units, industries, institutions and associations to, on their private land, build and develop affordable rental housing complexes. And we are also converting a lot of government-funded housings in major cities which are remaining vacant into affordable rental housing accommodation. They can become affordable rental housing complexes, and this shall be done on a PPP mode through concessionaire agreements, through which they can invest some money to keep it up, and also some money to make it ready, and then derive the rental, like the way the roads have, the toll little collections. Similarly, here they can collect small amount of rent and make some arrangement. Incentivizing also state governments to do the same. Central government organizations will also undertake in similar lines. The detailed guidelines will come from the ministry sooner. National portability, which is now being defined as one nation, one ration card. One nation, one ration card will be implemented, and by August 2020, which is another 3 months, within 3 months, 67 crore beneficiaries in 23 states, which means the 67 crore beneficiary is 83% of all the PDS population that we are talking about. 83% of all the PDS population will get covered by this one nation, one ration card. And we assure 100% coverage of national portability of these cards by March 2021. Free food grain supply to all migrants for the next 2 months. How is this? You're aware, we had already announced that for the public distribution system based, card based people who get their regular quota of rice or wheat and in their residences, we had added free 5 kgs for them, either of rice or wheat, and also said 5 kgs per individual, but per card 1 kg of pulse was announced earlier.
And Sumit Chaturvedi, my colleague, is now joining us live for the latest on the Finance Ministry's announcements today. Highly anticipated, Sumit, what the government would offer in terms of relief for migrants and the farmers, both sectors badly affected. Of course, importantly there, an announcement for national portability of ration cards, something that will give free access to food to the migrants. And of course, supply chains have been affected, so much relief there for farmers as well.
Well, absolutely, Bharvi. The social sector schemes have been announced today, the second day of economic stimulus announcement. So it was broadly based on street vendors, farmers, especially migrants. But schemes should have come earlier. But now it's good that finally they have come. It will take some more time to be implemented. That's the main question, because within the next 1-2 months, it's definitely going to be the changing of the COVID-19 curve, I would say. So then migrants will also try to come back. But yes, for the long-term benefit of these sectors, many informal sectors of the economy, including farmers, street vendors, these steps have been announced. They will go in a long way in benefiting these sectors. So 20 lakh crore rupees was the overall package, and today's package is worth a couple of another lakh crore rupees, I would say.
Right, absolutely. Sumit, thanks very much indeed for joining us with the very latest there on the second tranche of those announcements that took place today. Well, the Indian migrant workers have been struggling with the lockdown for months, and millions of migrants are stuck in a limbo. They are struggling to access aid to survive the 6-week lockdown in the states. While their appeal for economic aid has been heard, the big question remains, will the economic package in all fairness be able to bring relief to the migrant workers and the crisis they're facing? The Indian government has announced 3 measures to help the migrants. Free food grain supply will be ensured to all migrant workers for the next 2 months. The government has introduced One Nation, One Ration card, which will benefit over 67 crore beneficiaries, with affordable rental housing scheme for the migrants as well as poor, the urban poor as well. So there's housing that's being taken care of as well. The strict lockdown measures have triggered an exodus from cities where the migrants have worked. There are lakhs of migrants on the roads as we speak, trying to make their way back home, unsure about whether they will be able to go back home or not. Now, special trains have been launched to carry the migrants back to their villages, but the trains are far and few given the sheer number of people stuck outside their homes trying to get back. It has also led to great tragedies in Maharashtra. Aurangabad, 16 labourers sleeping on a railway track were run over by a train. Elsewhere, migrants walking back have been run over by cars or killed when overloaded vehicles tipped over. Too many are suffering. The most vulnerable are at risk of exposure to the virus. However, it remains to be seen if the relief will be patchy or uniform across the country, and whether it will actually reach these people or get lost somewhere in the middle.